outcome number 5. All right, number 5, every side will have 8 squares and it'll be missing one. This has 8 orange, this has 8 white, 8 red, and 8 yellow. All right, this is outcome number 5, which is on page 54. Okay, it'll tell you that if you have this outcome, the square that's missing, put it in F8 and U2. Okay, U2. All right, this is U2 over here. Don't matter which one you put there. And then just follow these directions and you'll be getting the top and bottom and ended up with outcome 3A. Okay, now here are the directions. Top side move left to right 2 turns. Face side to the left. Face side middle horizontal to the left. Face side left to right 2 turns. 1, 2. Face side middle horizontal to the right. Face side left to right 2 turns. Face side middle horizontal to the left. Face side to the right. And now follow directions for 3A. In other words, we got the top and the bottom. Okay, so once you have the top and bottom complete, put them on the left and right. Line up the two sides and then the center, and then look for 3A, where you have 8 squares on the top and the 9th one is in F8. All right, this don't belong there, this don't belong here. And like I mentioned before, sometimes when you're rolling the cube and you don't have an outcome, reverse the left and right side. Okay, now here is outcome 3A. You have 8 green squares and the 9th one is in F8 that belongs in T8, so you would just do 3A and that would be done. Another outcome I found is outcome number 6. Okay, this is where the square in F8 belongs in T8. Okay, so outcome number 6 is on page 55. You're going to be getting the top and bottom. Sometimes when you do this part, the cube won't be done. Okay, so outcome number 6, it says face side move to the left, face side middle horizontal to the left, and the face side to the right. Okay, now that gave me 8 green squares. So let's do it. You're going to be doing the top and bottom. Let's look for the blue. All right, so if it's on the left side, bring it over to the right. The color that is with goes in the top opposite corners. The square that is in R4 is going to end in T4. U4 is going to be moved, so you have to make sure that the square in U4 does not belong there. All right, once it's all set up, bring the left side down, face side middle horizontal to the left, left side back up. Now I have 8 blue and I got 8 green. So now you got to go back to page 43 and set up the 9th square. When you're setting up the 9th square, the missing squares on the top and bottom has to be in T8 and U2 right in the front. T8 and U2, and like I mentioned, most of the time it's set up. Okay, green's on the top, you need it in F8. So if it's set up, you want the position square in F2, and now you just complete the blue. Okay, so let's look for the blue. Here it is. It's on the right side. Bring it over to the left. The color that is with red has to go in the top opposite corners. The square that is in L6 is going to end up in T6, and U6 is going to be moved. So once it's all set, you got to make sure that that don't belong there. Once it's all set, bring the right side down, face side middle horizontal to the right, and the right side back up. Now you have the top all blue and the green, which was on the bottom. All right, so if you have the top and bottom sides completed, put them to the left and right, line up the two sides and then the center square, and you're going to end up with outcome 3A, where you have 8 squares on the top and the 9th one is in F8 that belongs in T8. Okay, so that's 3A. The only other outcome that I've found, which is very similar, which is outcome number 8. Okay, here this square that is in F8 does not belong in T8, but it belongs in T2. All right, this is yellow and yellow, but this color is red, not orange. Okay, here's the red over here. So this is outcome number 8, which is on page 57. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is getting the top and bottom. Okay, and just follow these directions. Top side, move left to right 2 turns. 1, 2. Face side, move to the left. Face side middle horizontal to the left, and the face side to the right. Now, what that did was it gave me 8 yellow squares on the top. So we're going to be doing the yellow, the top and bottom. So let's look for the white squares. If it's on the left side, bring it over to the right. The color that is with orange, top opposite corners. The square that is in R4 is going to end up in T4, but U4 is going to be moved, so you have to make sure that U4 does not belong there. Once it's all set up, left side down, face side middle horizontal to the left, left side back up. Now I have 8 white squares on the top and 8 yellow squares on the bottom. So what you have to do now is set up the 9th square, which is on page 43. when you're setting up the 9th square, what you have to do is put the missing squares on the top and bottom in T8 and U2 right in the front. T8 and U2. Okay, now like I said, it's usually set up. All of the yellow has to be in F8, and that's where it is. So if it's all set up, you want that position square in F2. Alright, so just flip the cube around and you just got to get the white square. Alright, like you did in part 4. That's why part 4 is so important. If it's on the right side, move it over to the left. The color that is with goes in the top opposite corners. Okay, the square that is in L6 is going to end up in T6, and U6 is going to be moved, so you have to make sure that U6 does not belong there. Once it's all set up, bring the right side down, face side middle horizontal to the right, and the right side back up. Now you have the top and the bottom. Once you have the top and bottom, move them over to the left and right. Line up the two sides, and then the center square. And most likely you'll have outcome 3A. So let's roll it. Alright, there's this square in F8, don't go there. Alright, and just don't go here. Here's the green. Like we rolled it, and the square in F8 didn't go to T8, so just reverse the left and right sides. Here's 8 green, and the 9th one is in F8 that belongs in T8. So you would just do 3A, okay? These are the only outcomes I've come across, alright? And if you find another outcome, all you probably have to do is just do the top and bottom sides and then maybe find another outcome. As you saw in the video, the cube is, once it's set up, the directions are quite easy. All you got to do is just take one of the 9 sides and move it up or down, left or right, 1 or 2 turns. It's very easy, very simple. It takes about 100 moves to solve the cube, and each move takes about 1 second. If you can do the cube in like 120 moves, that's equal to 120 seconds, which is only 2 minutes. You will soon be doing the cube in like 2 or 3 minutes after you keep on practicing. The first time you do the cube by reading from the book, it's probably going to take you about 20 minutes, but the more you do it, the faster you're going to get at it. Once you learn the 6 or 9 moves to position the corners, or the 6 and 12 moves to put all the corners in their locations, and the most important part is part 4. Once you learn how to do the top and bottom sides, the cube will be so much easier to complete, okay? So good luck with this book, and tell all your friends about this book, and thank you.